Hey y'all, I'm back with the Project Life spread, and this is for week 8. And if you guys saw my previous video, I mentioned that I was going to be using my DIY Project Life cards, and so here they are. I'm using one of the same page protectors that I've used in the past. It has two 2x4 cards, and then two 3x4 and two 4x6. It's like the perfect size. And so I imagine I'll be ordering more of these, and I believe those are We're Memory Keepers, and I got them from Amazon. So I'm doing my title card a little bit different. I've been working on the 2x4 I've been using the 2x4 as my title card in the past, but I decided to do it on the 4x6 so that I could use that huge number 8. And those letters that I used were Heidi Swap, where I spelled week. I'm looking at my scrap box right now because I'm looking for something to layer my photos. I don't always do that on Project Life. Probably it's probably some of it is laziness, but I realized that it makes a big difference when I layer even on Project Life spreads, even though it doesn't always need it. And so I did do that in this particular spread, on at least on the front side. On this back side, I don't know that I do that too much. So I'm just using my tape runner to adhere some of this. Those photos are pictures of our guest bathroom, the cabinets in our guest bathroom, and I had gone through all of them one day, or all of the cabinets and all of the drawers, and just went and bought. I'm sure I watched a YouTube video on organization, and so I decided that I was going to be organized for like one day, and I went and bought all of this stuff to organize all of our medicine. I had realized we had tons of medicine that I needed to throw out, and plus I wanted to do that because I was off and I had time, because it was after I had the baby, but also because when she grows up and she can reach things, I wanted to, like, the medicine was just all disorganized and all kind of like thrown in the cabinet, and I wanted to organize it to where I could put it on the very top, or like at least on the top shelf, so that she couldn't reach that, and then her stuff on the bottom shelves. So that's what I did. So that's that picture, and then the other picture is just her kind of lounging in a little shirt that my sister bought her, that I think my mom bought her that, and it says something about like, if you think I'm cute, you should see my aunt. And then the bottom two photos are, one is of my sister and Ava, and then the other one is of me holding Ava while Annie is like, our dog is creeping in the background. So just using my butterfly punch to punch that out. And if you guys see the top left hand card, I used something that said blessed, and I think the collection is called B-Side, and I want to say it's basic gray, and it's something like that, but I think it's basic gray, and I believe the collection's called B-Side. And so I cut out several. They came like Polaroids, but you could cut out the middle of each Polaroid, and so they all had different sayings. And this one said bless, and then I think I used a couple more. Actually, used one down there at the bottom. I think it says love this, and then right now I'm sticking on a quart cart from the Target dollar spot, and I'm just so glad that I'm using the stuff that I bought from the dollar spot, because often I buy things from there that I absolutely do not need, and don't really ever end up using. I just think they're cute, and so I'm glad that I'm using that stuff. So this is the second side, and I'm working on a photo, it looks like from one of my friend's weddings, and I wanted to use that word beautiful from the Shine sticker sheet, but I just couldn't. Oh, I think it broke, actually. It broke apart, so I didn't want to use it. And then I don't know that I know that I mentioned these are the DIY Project Life cards, but I don't think I mentioned that. Like, every single one that I use is a DIY Project Life card. So I did not use any patterned paper as my base. All the pattern paper I used was like for layering purposes, but everything else was the cards that I made, or were the cards that I made. That says, I think it says "Hey you, I can't talk." That is also from that same collection I was talking about earlier, the B-Side collection. I just love those little sayings, and I think I got those from Butterfly Reflections Inc. And then I decided to layer up this photo. This is a photo just of the two middle photos are just of my daughter sleeping, and I mentioned in the journaling that she started to love things up against her face, like, and of course, like giving her a lovey a lot of the times, like it would be where we would keep an eye on her, because I know that they say, they're not supposed to have anything in the crib with them. So whenever she was real little, and I could tell that really helped her go to sleep, having something up against her face. We'd kind of keep an eye on her unless she was going to bed, and then we would give her like a really tiny, little thin washcloth, like those little baby washcloths, and she would just love rubbing it up against her face, and it really soothed her. And to this day, she has to have something up against her face. So that tells me that she's gonna have a little lovey as she gets bigger. And so I wrote about that in the journaling because those two photos have that in there. And then I used a frame from the Heidi Swap frame collection from Michaels, and then that little flower that I used was from Amy Tangerine Stitch collection. That not cork, chipboard star is from like an old October Afternoon collection. I think we got those in a Hip Kit Club, like one of my first Hip Kit Clubs ever. And then again, I'm using these chipboard stickers from Studio Calico. And I think I'm just going to do a few more things and then I will finish it up. I was looking for something to put on this bottom card. It needed something, and then I found these glittery arrows. Y'all know I love these arrows. And so and anything arrows, I just bought some dies actually that are those shapes, and I'm so excited about that. But anyway, so I've decided the other page needed a little bit of glitter too, and so I added that to that first page, and I'm just putting these all together, and then here are some final photos. So I hope you guys enjoyed this process, and let me know if you have any questions.